We're going live. Welcome to motorcycles. There we go. Well, hello, YouTube land. We are live, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. We're starting I'm going to change it to the Friday evening stream because it's 5 o'clock and we usually end up going to like 7:30. Don't like to go too much past 7:30. Don't want to get into Toy Man's airspace. He does his show at 8 o'clock and he's probably needs time to get to the show. And sorry about my face shaky, some technology issue here. I don't know. It's $20 camera is probably showing it's probably a need to get another camera. No presentation, and there's a reason for that. I've been selfish the last week or last several weeks. I just got tired of COVID and don't say that. That's a C word. Don't say the C word on YouTube. Got tired of it. And I called the YMCA expecting them to say, oh yeah, we're open, but we're not all the way open, blah, 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 blah. And sure enough, I find out they've been open for a year and I'm kicking myself. I said, right before pandemic started, I was all ready with a coworker to join. Well, anyhow, I'm out of shape. I haven't really been getting any exercise. So I'm up to, after 3 weeks after joining, walking half of a mile, which is 5 laps around the track because it's a 10 of a mile around the track. I'm at 5 minutes on the exercise bike with a difficulty level of about 2. And the trainer or coach that I got, who was absolutely positively wonderful. Everybody thinks a lot of her. They asked me about her. I tell her how well things went. So I'm working on 5 minutes on the bike, and she said to increase the increment about 2 minutes every 2 weeks. So, starting tomorrow night, I'm going to increase it to 7 minutes. And I haven't thought about the walk yet. I was thinking about adding a lap every week. Because a friend of mine, he walks very regularly. In fact, he's a very avid hiker, and he's always looking for a buddy. So if anybody on the stream hikes or wants a buddy and they want to take a trip to North Carolina, I'm sure he'd be happy to buddy up with you and hike. He flies out to Arizona and stuff like that and hikes, and he's a member of the Sierra Club. But back to the why, swimming is, I've rediscovered swimming. I don't know how far swimming's easy. I love swimming and I've done it. Been meaning to get back into it. Hadn't even set a toe in a body of water for 10 years. And the pool, I find the pool very confining. It's walls around you, and I'm used to. Hi, Joe. I'm into my Y spiel here. So the pool's a treat, and I'm not interested in competitive swimming. I just like to do it as a recreational thing. It's fun, and I can swim pretty far. I think I've got myself up to about a mile, but old stuff's coming back, from the day. And I'm getting stronger and stronger, but bear in mind, it's only been 3 weeks. So that's the story. The swimming's the treat, the icing, and I want to get into spin. I sat through one of those spin lessons and just kind of spin for about 11 minutes. Hang on. If you do what you're supposed to do with spin, it'll kill you unless you're in shape. So that's my reward for up to 30 minutes on the bike as a spin class, which is free. Voila. Hello. What's going on there?
You can't beat it. Good morning, Mr. David. Can
Good
you hear
morning.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can
Did
you
I
hear
say
me?
good morning?
Yeah.
Yes, you sound good and you sound wonderful. I
I had a little
I did
technical
say,
difficulty earlier. I hit the wrong button and I wondered if my mic was on, and it
yeah.
appears to be working.
Well, I was sitting here. I had taken the camera off, and it was like this. I'm going like, what is wrong with this camera?
Ah,
No, it's pointed at the ceiling.
is
Because
that
I was
on
doing
a
something.
PC? Well, you
It
have a
is, yeah.
separate camera?
This, yeah, it's perched up on the. It's a real nice camera. It's perched
Yeah.
up on the desktop on the monitor.
Well, a note to viewers, we might not have many viewing. No links in the stream anymore. We had an extremely bad troll last week. And
Yeah.
if you want to be on the panel, we have to figure out a way to get in touch, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Hangouts. And I
Yeah,
don't know what to do about my email address. I'll put it in the stream for a minute and then delete it, take it out, because that's all I need is trolls in my email account. I'm sorry, Tim, you go on with your story, but that was preamble to my no chat,
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I don't like to be one of those people that puts a link up there and say, oh, well, just you can come up on the panel. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to
Oh,
have
you're saying no links in the chat.
Right, in the stream where
Right.
people type in the
stream,
comment.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want that guy I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want it to turn any switches on or something somewhere. If they show up again, I do not want them to have access to my account, whoever it was.
Yep.
And they were
The
pretty
thing
nasty.
is, when you make a show,
Well, thanks to the captain, he reported it and blocked it.
Yeah. Oh, Captain Jerk?
I don't know how that got through YouTube's system. That was just disgusting. That was just nasty, whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it. I don't know.
It was at the very end of the show, and the captain
Oh,
said,
okay.
well, you might want to end your show. And I told him I think that was a very good idea.
Yeah. Well, that's always an option when something is not going right. I mean, I know you can.
Well, we were
It's
headed.
difficult.
We were over anyway. I think we hadn't even been 2 hours. I think we were shy about 10 minutes of being at the end of it.
It's a problem. You're not the first, and you won't be the
I've been
last.
lucky. I've been fortunate to not have problems like that. And if it happens again, we're just going to have to stop the show. Maybe somebody else can go live and pick it up, go live and moderate for me or whatever. I'd hate to just have to cut the show short for some jerk, but maybe Captain or whatever could go live and pick up.
For what it's worth,
we'll send the links out from Captain's channel.
For what it's worth, I would say that the more that it bothers you, the more it's likely to happen.
Oh, I'm not. I put it out of my mind. I was just warning people, anybody watching, that if you want on the panel. Well, first of all, if you want on the panel, I have to know you. I mean, you would have had to been someone that has been coming up for a number of the shows. I have a rapport with you and all that. I don't mean to be rude, but I think that should be standard.
No, it's not being rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, being rude.
I don't want anybody up here.
I mean, the etiquette, and the protocol, and all this is. It seems to me.
I don't want somebody to.
It seems different. Everybody has a different way of looking at things, and I
don't want somebody to type in something in the chat, 3 comments or whatever. Oh, well, I want up on the panel. It doesn't work that way. It's not like you have to earn the panel, but I have to, screen you to see if you're not doing something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a freebie. It's not a. You're entitled to do what you want. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm. I think this is about hanging out and having a good time with each other and just chilling, and having a couple of beers.
I like what the way that Hazy puts it. That you should bring people up, not put them down,
I hope he comes on tonight. I was late sending out the links. I was cooking dinner.
Yeah, I was beginning to. I was doing something.
And it was almost 4:30.
I was looking at some. I was looking at a Marty T video,
Yeah.
one that I hadn't seen. I don't know if you know who Marty T is, but
You'll have to kind of fill me in because
well,
the
he's
entertainment
a
category on Trivial Pursuit was always a bad one for me. That and
he's an
geography.
Aussie. He's an
Hardest.
Aussie. He's an Aussie homesteader, and
Oh, so he's a YouTuber.
yes, he's a YouTuber, and he can go out in the middle of the wilderness where there's an old bulldozer that's been there for 20 years, and haul it out and bring it back to life. He's a combination. He's a combination Musty One and I don't know. It's like Musty One in the wilderness.
Have you
But
seen
he's
any? Have you seen any video that Vice Grip Garage did? He does a lot of
yes,
resurrection videos. He'll
yes,
find a car.
Derek
Okay.
and
Anybody who
and
doesn't
Derek,
know what Vice Grip Garage is, it's all one word, Vice Grip Garage. And
yeah,
it's a YouTube
Derek
channel.
is
And
hysterical.
it's
He's absolutely
hilarious.
hysterical.
And there's a disclaimer at the beginning of this. Do not do
I'm an
this.
idiot.
I am stupid. Do not do this. I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot. I'm not doing this. You'll do it. This is for entertainment purposes.
And
Jack.
if you're watching Vice Grip Garage, I can't remember exactly what your disclaimer was, but the gist of it is don't try this yourself because I'm trying it because I probably shouldn't be trying it. It's
Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
oversimplify. But I
Well,
don't
the
wanna
funny
put
part is
words.
that he knows what he's doing. He's very
Absolutely, he can
good.
fix
He's
a car
very
with
good at
some
what he does.
copper
And other
wire and
things
a
too.
roll of tape. He can get a
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
working.
Well, I like the premise that he'll go somewhere and get an old car that's up behind somebody's barn that doesn't run, and he'll get it out and he'll drive it home.
500 miles.
You know,
He'll get in the car and
yeah,
drive.
yeah.
He'll
I
limp
mean,
it. And we're talking about with
you
no
know,
registration, no inspection, nothing.
I,
He never gets pulled over by the
I
police.
guess,
don't know
I
how.
guess. I mean, I'd like to believe that it's actually happening. I can't say it's not. It seems kind of outrageous.
Well, he
To
might
me,
just put his own license plates on it or something. He has to get
he
around it
may
somehow.
have. Yeah, I mean, if you're a dealer, you can move unregistered cars, to and
Yeah, I
fro.
think
It's
if
probably
you're a
some-
mechanic, if you have a
It's
mechanic's,
probably something like that,
I think either if you're a
but
mechanic or a dealer, you get
it is
special
pretty funny what he
approved.
gets into.
I mean, you have to move a car from one place to the other, and if your only option is to drive the car, it would make sense for them just to let you transport it to wherever.
Yeah, long as you're not
You're
putting
not doing
the
anything, and
public
you're a
in
mechanic.
danger.
So if there's something unsafe about the car, and you know about it, then you have confidence in what you're doing. If you feel safe to drive the car, it
Yeah.
must be okay.
Yeah. But Derek is another one that I watch. He's hysterical. He's absolutely hysterical. The things that the little things that he says, and is hysterical to watch.
There's another channel. From Canada, Cold War Motors.
I'm not
If
familiar
you,
with that one.
I think that's 2 words. Cold War Motors. You would have to Google it and sift it out. But
Yeah.
he's a mechanic, and he does
Yep.
more of an intensive restoration than
Yep.
Vice Grip Garage does.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
doesn't do anything.
they're all different. They're all different. The
He
way
has
that-
his own thing, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like too that some of them have other issues. I mean, like they'll do other things, repair other things, and work on a boat or a toaster. That's one of the things I like about Musty is that
Yeah, well, he'll
know,
tackle anything.
anything, just to see how it works. And maybe he fixes it, maybe he doesn't. But
Well, I like how at Musty One, he carries it to the end and he says, not every story has a happy ending. And
Right.
the thing will end up in the recycle bin. If he can't
yeah,
fix it,
yeah,
he'll toss it.
but it's pretty funny. But yeah, there's a lot of good content out there. A lot of people are really doing a lot of good stuff. And, yeah.
I don't like it for Johnny Five and Hazy. It's already 10 o'clock over there. But, we have you. and
Yeah, that's the thing. It's tough.
I
It
don't
is
want my
tough.
show to start before people are eating lunch. It's a
Yeah.
I don't have control over the time, and I can't start it too early. Was late to the show or late setting it up because I thought today was Saturday. Because I had the day
I,
off Thursday, the water main burst where my job was, and everybody had to go home. We had to have water, you know.
oh, what? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I got a free day, and that happened to be my birthday. And I was at the Y, and the maintenance people, I wanted a bottle of water out of the vending machine, and they just happened to be moving the vending machines. They're continuing their renovation they're doing. Anyway, I said, well, today's my birthday present. I got to go home from work.
Yeah, yesterday
And
was
I
your,
could be
yesterday was your,
here. And I told the
yesterday,
maintenance guy, I said, I've never been happier. I am officially happy that I have a place like that. Yeah,
yeah, yesterday was your birthday, right?
it certainly was.
Happy birthday,
And
David.
I'm not asking
Sorry.
for presents or
Oh, I
anything.
know, I know, I know.
And contextually, that threw
Yeah,
my calendar off.
yeah. My wife's birthday is December 10th, and we are closing on our house on December 10th.
Yes, I saw
And she
your
went,
comment the other day.
yeah, and she went into the bank today to get some documents. It was a report from the bank about her account to give to the other finance company that's financing our house. It's just stuff other bank needed. And she went in and they asked her for some ID to show, because they don't want just anybody coming in off the street and asking for information about your accounts, you know. So she showed it to her and she said, "Oh, December 10th." She said, "You know your license is about to expire?" She was looking at the license.
Well, that was
And
nice
she
of
said,
Frank
and
to
my
tell
wife
her.
goes, "Oh no." So it's like here's this one day. Oh, we're getting our new house. Oh, it's my
Well, you
birthday.
have to
Oh,
do an address
crap.
change anyway. You can do your change of address while you're renewing your license.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just like this thing.
Actually, that
All
kind of
this,
worked
all of
out
a
perfect.
sudden, this little thing. Well, yeah, you can look at it that way.
Well, see here, I don't
But
know how it is in your state, but here you can do as long as the license is not expired, you can do it
yeah.
online, and you can print out a temporary license.
Well, she has
And
to.
get it.
She'll have to get an eye exam, so she can't do it
Oh,
online.
oh,
And
so she's now. How
well, she's just
does she know for
it,
sure, or
it,
does she just suspect it?
oh,
Because I've heard of people
anybody.
doing it and getting a license online, doing
Well,
it at work.
anybody over the age of 62 has
Okay.
to renew. When they renew, every time they renew, they have to get an eye exam, and
Oh, okay. I don't think that's
it's
true
not an
here.
eye doctor exam. They
Yeah,
go in and they
they just
see.
use their machine to do that.
It's
Yeah.
what they're interested in is your peripheral. You know, can you see off to the side, and can you, you're not totally out of it. You know, you can't
Yeah, I tried
and
to get a driver's license. I came really close to getting one. And I already
yeah,
talked to my doctor about it before I went to DMV because I got glasses and they
yeah.
really helped me really well. But the DMV handed me a form and I said, I can't take that form because my doctor already told me I couldn't have a driver's license. But I thought I would check and see if you guys, I would take your test and find out. And um, so I'm without it. And I really don't. I'm 56 years old and never had a license, so I don't think I need a license. I don't think I'd want to learn how to drive. You know.
Now, do you live in a place where you're able to get around? Obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Very fortunate to live where I am. I'm not in one of these deserts where they don't have transportation or anything, and you can
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
walk to anything you need here.
yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's just within a few blocks. That's why I'm trying to get my walking get back in shape. So,
yeah, yeah. I may have to go in for cataract
and I'm
surgery. Hopefully.
riding, doing the bicycle a lot. My city has a thing called Lime Bike. I think that's what they call it. And I was at a restaurant and I walked out and there was a row of these Lime bikes. And I sat on
Oh
one of
yeah,
those
yeah,
bikes to see what it felt like. And it was comfortable. The seat was all nice and soft in the handle. rep sprawl. Oh, felt good. And I said, I got to build up my stamina and shape to ride one of these line bikes. That'll be my reward.
I gotta go,
Building
man.
myself.
I gotta go turn this heater off. Be right
Oh,
back.
okay. So we don't have anybody else. Is there anybody watching? Is there anybody watching? If anybody's watching, type, say I'm watching in the stream, in the chat. They don't have to comment. Just say I'm watching.
Okay. Hello, Joe. Don't know
Hello,
as I
Joe.
know you. Joe Shipley
I
in
know
the chat.
he's a good guy. He
Okay.
turns up. I think the captain. He knows the captain,
Oh, okay.
which I'm really surprised he's not up here yet. That's one reason we're starting late, because Captain Jerk and Jimmy C get a late start. So I'm trying to configure, everybody's schedule. Now we're 2 hours later than the original
You can't.
broadcast, because Tom
Yeah.
Noble did it, and he did it. Let's see, he did it at 1 o'clock Las Vegas time. So his show started at 4 o'clock, and mine's only an hour later than that. That's okay. I thought it was 2 hours ago. Oh, it was Hazy that did his at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock our time.
Yeah, 8 o'clock his time.
Yeah. And it's quite a difference between here and across the pond.
Yep. But Johnny Five's pretty much a night owl, and so is not a great gamer. I'd like to get him up on my pan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know who he is.
I've seen him on several different places I've been.
Yeah, he turns up.
I don't get, I don't go to an awful lot of shows, if you want to call it that, whatever it is you call it. That's what StreamYard calls it. You're in the show.
Yeah, they call it, you're in the studio and stuff. You feel like a real
Yeah.
producer. I guess StreamYard has mega producers that use their service. I
Yeah,
use
there's
very low on their totem pole.
yes.
I don't do
A lot
this.
of the-
I don't make a living
a
at
lot-
it,
No, a lot of these companies that make this software, this kind of software, they also make professional versions of it.
Well, they just stepped in the time of Nick for YouTube taking Hangout. You can't go live on Hangouts. You can go live, but you can't have a panel.
Hangouts, yeah.
So StreamYard had to develop quickly. They got Zoom and they got StreamYard, and I'm sure there are other streaming services.
With a lot of my friends, we use Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, that's another one that was tickling my brain.
My family.
There was one more. And then Windows, I think if you have the Windows operating system, I think they have something called Teams. And I don't know if you can go live with that, but I would imagine you could. I mean, by hook or crook, you could probably make it work.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger is just, the good thing about it is that it's quick and easy. I've got a family group. I can go in and click on that group, and it tries to get a hold of everybody. It contacts each one individually, and there's 7 of us.
Well, I'd like to know how Jerk does that, because he'll say, "Oh, I shared you out," and then I get a million comments. and people that
Yeah.
Jerk knows, but I don't know, you know. But if he knows them, they're safe on my channel. If somebody Captain Jerk knows wants to get up on the panel, they can. All I have Jerk do is send the link. So,
Well, that's yeah. I mean, you kind of have to go with people that you know and people they know, and just don't carry it too far.
well, you have to be more careful now, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we need to have somebody come up on the show, please.
It's pretty quiet. Sometimes it's this time of year. I know Friday night this time of year, a lot of people go shopping and I know we were out today and it was crazy here. The people shopping and the stores were packed with people and traffic, more so than normal because of the holiday coming up.
Well, I haven't finalized it yet. I do intend to go live on Christmas Eve
Yeah.
because that'll be a
I
Friday.
know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see. We'll be in the new house then.
I won't be
I gotta,
going to my folks.
I gotta contact, I gotta contact the cable company there and get Wi-Fi in that house. There's so many things I gotta do. I've already made sure the power was gonna be turned on. We
That's
got
good.
heat and oil. Yeah, that's you get without that you got nothing. And we got heat and oil arranged for. I got a really strange story about the. We were over at the house doing a walkthrough with my sons and so forth, and just looking at some things, see things that we need with the real estate agent, of course. And we got ready to leave, and we left. And my wife we're down at the end of the driveway. My wife is getting in the car, and down near the road, and this guy comes walking across the street. And I don't know who he is. And I said, "Oh, it looks like the neighbor's coming over to see us." And he comes over and I roll my window, I let my window down, and he says, "Hi." He says, "Are you the buyers? You guys are the buyers of the house?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Oh, well, my name is Mike. And I live right over there across the street." And I said, "Oh, nice to meet you, Mike." He said, "Looks like we're going to be neighbors." And he said, "Yeah." And we talked a little bit about our kids and grandkids, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, we got pretty much everything straightened out." I said, "One of the things we're concerned about is plowing the driveway." And he says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." I said, "Really? What do you mean?" He says, "Well, this place we're buying was rented at one point. It was being rented to this elderly lady, apparently."
Yeah.
And he did the driveway for her. And he's got a tractor. He's got a big tractor with a snowblower on it.
Yeah.
And apparently he's retired and he likes to do that kind of thing. And so he said, "I'll take care of it for you."
Yeah, I
said,
can relate to that.
"Wow,
I got
that's
some free
wonderful."
time.
Yeah, I said, "That's wonderful." You know, I said,
Yeah.
"What do you want to get to do it?" And he said, "Oh, no, nothing." And I said, "Well, I can't. I have to give you something." He said, "Well, you know, that's your thing to deal with. You know, he didn't even want gas money, but I'll figure out something. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll make him
fill up his gas can now and then. That'll make him happy.
sneak over when he's
Yeah, when he's not
when he's
looking, grab his gas can and take it up to the gas station and fill it up. And then he'll wonder
I'll send
how
one
it
of my
got gas in it.
I'll send one of my grandkids over. Just make sure that it's not.
Be a
it's
private
gas and not-
investigator. You got to find out where he keeps
Well,
the gas can.
make sure it's gas and not diesel or something. You know.
Or it's not the mixed fuel. I used to have two gas cans.
Uh,
One was the mixed fuel for
Yeah, two-stroke.
the two-stroke fuel.
Two-stroke
I had a
engines. Yeah.
1 gallon
I
can.
doubt that it's a two-stroke. It's a big.
Well, I wrote on the bottle mixed
Yeah.
with a big
Yeah.
black Sharpie. I wrote mixed right on the can. And then
Yeah, you can get away with.
I don't know
you
what
can
I
get away
had.
with.
The other can was either a 2 gallon can or a 5. It's been too long. I still have a can. It
Yeah.
holds 2.5 gallons.
You can get away with putting two-stroke fuel in a four-stroke motor.
You can,
You know,
but I don't want to
it'll
risk.
just it'll just smoke. You know,
And then if you went to a
but
gas
if you
station,
do,
if you topped off
yeah,
an almost empty can of two-stroke, it would dilute it so much you wouldn't even
yeah,
notice
yeah,
it.
yeah. But if you put regular straight fuel in a two-stroke motor, it
Goodbye,
not go well.
kabam.
It's not going. It's not going to end well.
Yeah, you don't want to get confused. Well, I had a motor scooter one time, one of the many that I've owned, and
Uh-huh.
the oil pump, it was two-stroke oil injected, and the
Right.
oil pump
Separate
failed.
tank for the oil.
The oil injector began to fail. It was leaking, and I took it
Yeah.
to a shop I knew well, people I knew, and they said, well, it cost about $400 to put a new oil pump on it. Now I found out later that it wasn't that extensive of a repair, but the long story short, it would have been more than what it was worth to put a oil pump on it. So I was doing pre-mix. So I
Sure.
had a gallon of
Sure.
that in the garage all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Because
But
and the other
it
thing is,
mysteriously stopped leaking after I went to the premix.
well, the funny thing is too is that if you have a premix situation and that oil pump fails and you don't realize it, you know, you're going down, you're riding the thing and the oil stops working. Well, you're getting straight gas now, and if you don't
Bam,
realize it,
the thing will blow
yeah.
up.
So
But
if
it's
there's any
quit
doubt
running.
about you know, the worth of your oil injection system, you're better off to mix it.
Yeah, well, at that time, it was Tom. I emailed you the link. There's a new policy. No putting the link in. I got a troll last week. So if you can't check your email, figure out how I can get a hold of you.
Good
Um,
afternoon, Tom.
yeah, we're
It's
talking about
almost evening.
mixing premix and regular gas and not premixing and fusing, the stuff. Having to have two extra gas cans and not getting them mixed up.
Yes. Yeah, I've pretty much given up most of my power equipment
Yeah.
because I have trouble getting out in the yard with it, and we moved to the new house.
Well, that was a sad when I had to give up my lawnmower and my trimmer. I still kept the blower. It was electric. And I want to
Yeah,
tell you that blower will blow. That thing is a power. It's a rocket. It's a real powerful. But I gave
I have
away
a
a
friend.
riding lawnmower that I had for like 6 years.
Yeah,
It's still brand new, no scratch. I used it every year to cut the grass. And I gave them 2 bottles of synthetic oil and the manual with it. And I donated it to a charity.
hmm,
Man, I would have given my eye teeth to have had a place to at least store that lawnmower because I loved that lawnmower.
yeah. Well, just before we put our house on the market, well, about the time we put our house on the market,
Yeah,
I had a Cub Cadet, an old one, and
yeah,
Cub Cadet lawn tractor, nice tractor, twin
yeah,
cylinder, 17 horse. Anyway, the started having a lot of trouble with the deck on it. The deck got rusty,
yeah,
and it had already started before I got it. But anyway, it got where I couldn't repair it anymore.
yeah.
And somebody younger and somebody more able could have probably taken care of it. I just couldn't do it anymore, and I sold it to someone that I knew. And we were going to have to buy another one, and instead, until we sold the house, because we had such a big yard, and instead I hired my neighbor's teenage son to do it. They
Yeah,
have a tractor, and he came over and did it, and that was made more sense to us than buying a tractor for a short
yeah,
period of time. And we don't
yeah.
need it here. With this new house, we're not going to need it. It's a very small yard, so we're not
I
going
had
to
a
need
big
it.
yard. Yeah, the sad thing is a charity that I knew the driver that came and picked up the donations. This was before he became the manager, and picked it up, took it to the store, and he said, "You know, David, I wish I know I would have given you $300 for that, and I needed the $300 then." And I said, "I should have told you I was going to get rid of it." He said, "It's too late. You know, it's company policy. You know, once you donated it, you can't take it back."
Right.
They sold it for much more than what it sold it for more than $300. So I felt good that I helped somebody out. You know,
Well, if you're going to donate
it's a very worthy cause.
something worthwhile, is a good thing.
It was an MTD, but still, it was an excellent little tractor.
Yep. Yeah, this was a Cub Cadet, and it predated the MTDs. MTD ended up buying them out.
I was going to say, David, this shouldn't take too long. It was pretty quiet when I came in here. You should have heard the bell.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I got you covered.
How you doing?
Super. We almost didn't have a show.
Why not?
Afternoon, Jimmy.
I got my days mixed up. I thought today was Saturday.
Well, that's, I've been there.
That's pretty
That's the
minor.
wrong day.
Right?
At least you were close.
Right?
At least you were close.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have been worse.
I've taken a nap in the afternoon before and wake up and I think it's morning.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been there.
You wake up and you
How about
say,
waking
"What is
up?
going on here? Why is everybody?" What? And then
How about waking up on Saturday or Sunday morning, fucking running out the fucking door, getting to work, and realize it's fucking you don't have to work?
Yeah, I did that on Easter one day. Well, actually, what it was is Easter Monday.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
We had the day off. We had that month. Yeah. Well, they gave us that day off, and I got in my car, and there's a person that I carpool with, and they were sucked into it too. We got in our car. I picked her up, and we went to work.
Yeah.
Pulled in the parking lot of this big factory. There were 800 people working. And what the hell's going on? We didn't get the memo. So we finally figured it out. We went out and had breakfast and went home.
That's
It's
funny
pretty
because it
sad.
wasn't just one of you. It's you got up and
No.
went to work, and you pulled up at her house, and she was ready waiting for you.
Yeah.
Well, it was Monday. It was Monday morning. You know. It was,
I understand it. I understand, Tom. I've been there. The worst part, though, is when you've moved and you had a bad day at work, and the next thing you know, you pull up in front of your old house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, fuck,
Yeah.
how the hell? Oh, God. Like, dang.
Went to the wrong house.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it many times, man. Joe Shipley.
When my wife was alive, we went to the same grocery store. We're loyal customers of this one store. And it seemed like the vehicle knew how to get to the grocery store. You didn't even have to bother driving it. One day going somewhere, and I took the grocery store was the right turn, and I wanted to go somewhere on the left turn. I ended up halfway down the street toward the grocery store, and I said to myself, "I'm not going to the grocery store. What am I doing here?"
Yeah, the sad part, I took one time, I lived at my father's house a lot over the years, and I worked at the same place for a long time, like almost 30 years. So a couple of different times, the way home was very similar, it was only a different left or a different right. And man, I'd drive past that turn so many times and end up at my father's house. Like, dang. I was wasted the other night in your stream. That's all right, Joe. You didn't do nothing wrong anyways. We had a good time. What night? Wasn't last night, was it? Tuesday night when we was up all night? That was a good stream, man.
Tom, what are you painting?
What's that?
Tom says he's painting a console.
Oh, yeah.
Painting the console to what?
He's painting his Camaro, man. Don't you follow his channel?
Oh!
He rebuilt
the Camaro.
he built the rare console and you know, painting it up.
That's what it is. Okay.
Mhm. What's up,
Awesome.
Bowizo?
Yeah, Bowezo, tell me what you're doing. I joined the Y and rediscovered my passion for swimming. So that's considered part of their aquatics program. But what aquatics do you do in a nutshell?
Oh, he collects fish,
Oh,
and I
okay.
believe he's going to go into selling fish eventually.
Now, is this live fish?
But yeah,
Does he
yeah,
have-
yeah,
do they have
Like
exotic
you
to
put in a
wild.
fish tank.
Yeah,
Like
fish
you put in
tank
your
stuff.
fish tank.
money.
Yeah.
There's some big money in that. Man,
Because
that could be way up
Well, it
into
can
the
be.
but he's also he's his profession right now is pool maintenance.
Yeah.
A
But
little
if
bit
you
of a
go,
relation there.
yeah, if you go to his channel, he does a lot of streaming with his fish tank and shows his fish and whatnot. Play
Yeah.
some music. It's
I'm
great to throw on when you want to when you're doing like other chores and whatnot. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm sad to admit I have viewed his channel, but it's been too long enough ago for me not to remember exactly what was going on. I remember it had something to do with fish.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yep.
Yeah, fish
And
tanks is one of
Pokemon.
those.
He's
He's a Pokemon guy.
Yeah, he's a very big
Oh, okay.
Pokemon aficionado and collector.
Yeah, my kids used to do that. I never bothered because I'm old.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that came
Well-
along a little too late for my Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say it has a bit more of a catch and a twist than like collecting sports cards.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many different ones of them, and they mean different things. And if you play the
Yeah.
game, they have different value in the game, which
Yeah.
makes them more valuable.
One can defeat the other, and
Yeah. Stuff
they
like
all have
that.
different power. They all have different powers.
Yeah.
I didn't get that much out of it.
Well, I get it because I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and instead of cards, we played with dice. You know.
Are you
Your
talking
dice.
about that game you play with the phone? They hide. They have a
No,
that's really good game. It's a good game. Really good.
yeah, that's what do they call it? Geo-tracking.
Yeah, you go to a certain street corner,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's true. I don't know if the Pokemon's actually their phone.
Well,
They
yeah,
know it's there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
And then
thing.
you get points and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's similar, but it's yeah.
Yeah, geocaching.
My
Geocaching
grandkids,
is what it-
my
what
son
it
used
is.
to do that.
I hear. Well, like you said, it's old school now, but yeah, it was a great game. I didn't play it myself, but I happened to read an article about that.
Well, some people still play it. It's funny because they play it around New England here with pot. They hide pot somewhere and give clues to where it would be.
Yeah,
And you know, first guy to find it gets it.
that's a great.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're probably on the verge of getting it legalized here. They've legalized it in Virginia. It is legal in Virginia.
Right.
That's our neighboring state, so we're next in line.
That's how it's been working, David.
I
You
hope,
know.
I hope for the people. I don't use the stuff myself, but that got me on.
Yeah.
You want to see how crazy I'd be on pot with
Yeah,
the-
It's basically totally legal in Maine. The only thing you can't do in Maine is have a truck full of it. You know, and
Right,
be selling it.
Yeah.
right. I think it's you can't sell it, or
Right.
you can't have a quantity.
Well,
of
it
it.
depends where
You
you're
have
at.
to have a certain amount of it.
And you're not supposed to smoke in public either.
Right.
I mean, you have to
But
have
you
enough
know,
for
Ted,
personal use.
I've been smoking pot from Maine for 30 freaking years, man. You know, you guys grow it good up there. You always have. You know,
Yeah,
even though I know most of you grew in a bucket in a tree, but you know,
My brother and I used to. So
uh,
my brother and I used to grow it.
did you do the tree method?
Nope.
No.
My father didn't. No, we grew it up behind my father's house. He didn't care. He had a farm, and we just dug it. One time, we accidentally planted a plant in a pile of pig shed up by the barn. You could see
Uh
it from the road. You
huh.
could see it from the. No, we didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Somebody noticed it and said, you ought to probably move that
Uh huh.
because you can see it from the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard when they the plant's so distinguished when
Yeah,
you know what it
it
is
is.
from you
It
know
looks. It doesn't. If you see it in the woods or somewhere, it just it looks. It
out
doesn't
of
look
place.
like it belongs.
There's a
Yeah, out of
Right.
particular,
place.
we found it growing in my grandmother's driveway once, just happened to be a volunteer.
Yeah.
A plant grew in my
Well,
grandmother's driveway. It happened to be a marijuana.
once upon a time when my father was no longer doing we smoked a lot in the backyard and seeds. We really didn't worry about the seeds. You just threw them, because what's going to happen to them? You're running over with a lawnmower 90% of the time anyway. But there was one
Oh,
summer,
stuff will
and there was
grow.
one summer where I really neglected the backyard because it really wasn't growing that good. It wasn't a good grow year. I just kept the front yard mowed, because I was working on motorcycles back there, so it really didn't matter. And I
Yeah.
looked in, halfway through the summer, my brother says, "Hey man, you really ought to do something with that plant." And I'm like, "What plant?" He's like, "That one over there." And it was fucking 4 feet taller than everything else, and sticking out like a sore thumb, like a Christmas tree. And I'm like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
geez,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do with that?" Because the first time I run a mower back here, it's going down because it's right in
Yeah.
the middle of the lawn, pretty much. Like, damn. You know what I did? I just moved it over in front of the freaking lilacs, and it blended right in.
I think that's cool. Did it keep growing? I mean, did it do well with
Oh
the?
yeah, it was one of the best
It's a
smokes
pretty
I've
hardy
had.
plant here.
Yeah, it was one of the best smokes I'd ever grown. I
Yeah.
mean, back then, anyways. Like I was closet growing back then, and wasn't doing that great. Wasn't doing as good as I am now, but.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have some followed by a cop stories. I came back from Portland one time with a trunk full with home because it was homegrown.
uh huh.
Uh, yeah, and the brakes went out on the car I was driving, so I was driving kind of erratically. It was
Yeah,
not a good story.
yeah,
This was back when it was could have gone to
yeah,
prison.
yeah. Before today.
Yeah, yeah. I look back now and I wonder why.
Well, I was
I guess
at work
Well,
one day. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was gonna say, well, back in the day, there was a whole lot of who gives a f, and you
yeah,
know, if you had the farm, you might have been making you know, a good side gig out of it, and even if you weren't, you're having a good time with it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, one day we
And if
were.
I remember right, Tom, uh, you're from the good time era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Uh
day we were at work and the lights went out, power went out, and I'm at a
huh.
plant, at a factory, and found out the power went out for like 2 miles.
Yeah.
You know, it knocked some line, power line. Found out that a car hit a power pole. It It was a police.
Yeah, that'll mess
There were
shit
two
up.
police cars. They had some kind of drugs in it. It wasn't marijuana. It was the hard stuff.
Mhm.
And they threw the stuff out the window, and somehow they were still getting chased by the police and hit the telephone. It wasn't a telephone pole. It had to be a major power pole. Knocked it out for like a 2 mile stretch.
Mhm.
Knocked out a groceries, knocked out a whole shopping center with a food line and a McDonald's and everything. And the power got knocked out for miles because of this car. It just hit that pole just right.
Mhm.
Yes.
The worst thing about that is in a modern supermarket, man. when the power goes out, freaking, they can't do nothing. They
Yeah.
can't sell a thing because no one
And it
there
was
knows how
out
to
for a
add.
while too. It
You
took
know?
a while for the power company to get it back on.
No one there could even use a calculator to add the stuff up, and do
Yeah.
the math, freaking, and get it right. So the
It
stores
turned
just
out
shut
to be a
down.
police chase. And it makes me wonder. I mean, I commend the police for what they do. I'm not faulting the police,
Yeah.
but what are they gaining by chasing somebody? I mean, these
Um,
people are trying to run away from the police, and they cause something like that to happen.
well, you don't know if they robbed a bank or they freaking shot somebody or
Yeah.
they
Well,
freaking
and,
you know
and if you don't, then everyone's just going to run from the police.
yeah
I mean,
yeah if you
everyone's
don't
going to
chase
say
them,
Hmm.
you have
you
to
know
let them know they could be chased.
mhm.
You
We don't do public
sometimes,
humiliation anymore, so it's like
yeah. What were those things they used to
mhm.
put people in many years ago?
The
Where
lock,
they put your head
yeah, the
stump
lock, man.
stocks.
Oh,
They
the
put your head
law.
in a hole and put your hands in it like this, and they look it up,
Yeah,
and they just
Pillory.
leave you. They just leave you there. The
Pillory.
local kids would come and throw shit at you.
we,
Yeah, they
we
can throw
can't hear you,
rocks.
Captain. You got no habla.
Hey, Captain.
Yep. So he's gone.
Whoops, we lost him.
Uh,
Maybe it was my fault, Captain. Come back in, Captain. I think I hit tag on the
Um,
end button and knocked
At any rate, yeah, the public humiliation went a long way to keeping the peace. You know what I mean? Keeping people out of other people's shit too. You know, and there is none of that anymore, except for what if you're the most wanted, you get your picture up the post office. No one ever even looks at it.
No, they don't
Personally, I
talk
think
about
they
that
should
anymore.
add it to. They should add that to like Facebook. Man, you got a warrant. The local police should have a page, where they can post your mug shot. Yep, wanted
Yep.
for a warrant.
Yep. Oh yeah, it'd be great to know who's got warrants kicking around.
Right. A lot less people would be running around with warrants if everybody knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would certainly help, that's for sure.
Uh huh.
Some of these clowns.
Oh yeah, some of them are just bench warrants. Oh, because you didn't show up in court. So you
And it
didn't
can,
pay your ticket. That's a bench
and it
warrant.
can be,
And you
yeah,
won't
it can be,
get. They
yeah,
won't go looking for you. They'll wait till they pull you over for something else. And
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if somebody will run away from the police for maybe a traffic violation or something like that, they have warrants
I-
out.
There's
and
another reason. There's another reason
I
they
saw-
run.
Right, right. It was on, what was I watching? Oh, Northwoods Law. Game warden
Yep.
stopped and checked a guy's fishing license. And
Yep.
he said, I'll go back to you back and check the guy's license. The guy had a warrant for armed robbery or some damn thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Ugh.
Right. And the guy goes back to his car to get.
and he's just there fishing,
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
What's up, Captain? We
Captain.
can hear you
I hit
now.
the wrong button. It was my fault.
What?
Well, the cursor, I don't know why. I hit the button by accident. Why?
Hi,
I think
Dave.
I was going to highlight you. And
you were
Hi,
just flopping
Captain.
around, right?
Hi, Jim. Hi, Ted.
Welcome.
that'll teach you to just tap around.
Glad you fixed your audio.
I don't know. My computer's freaking just.
Yeah, we know. It's dead on arrival.
How old is your computer, Captain?
07.
That's about what mine is.
Yeah,
I have
yours
one
was
down in the
damaged.
basement.
Yeah, but
Mine was dropped. Okay, it was
Yeah.
damaged.
I was gonna say, is it a lap? It's a laptop too, right? It's not just
No, it's a
Oh.
it's a tower PC.
Okay, it's a tower.
I already broke the laptop.
Oh, okay. So that's why you're able to actually do so much when it is working. Ah, okay.
I already
gonna
broke
say.
the laptop.
Because I mean, you complain a lot, but you keep up pretty good for a piece of shit computer. I mean, because you even say hello way quicker to people than I even get to see them.
That's
So
my internet connection.
I know, but
That's
you know what I mean. I mean, there's something to that, Cap. You know, I mean, I got a supercomputer over here compared to what you're using, and fucking, and you know,
Anyway, Joe Shipley, Tom Noble, B Wizzle. How you doing, fellas?
how you doing, Cap?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna freaking. I'm not gonna stay in here too long.
No? Oh, you gonna die on us?
No,
Don't
I
die on us, man. I mean,
Hey, Cap, you
I
want
just
to
got
Dave,
gas.
Dave wants to
Share out
blow
some
the
links.
channel up, but not like that.
No,
Okay,
I just have gas, Jim. It's okay.
Yeah.
just checking, man. You know, just saying. I mean, you know, we want to put on a show, just not
Damn.
that kind of show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can only have 2 more in the panel. You want to share out a couple of links?
Hey, Dave, you know what you ought to do? You ought to, well, no, you ought to look into it. StreamYards is doing a $10 a month offer. I believe today's the last day to get it.
Oh, is today the last day? Because
I believe so.
Yeah, but you have to pay for it all at once.
you got to pay
I
for a
think
whole
so.
year's
You
subscription.
don't get the option to pay monthly. You pay it in a chunk.
Yeah, they
Oh,
sent me
is that
an
what the
email.
deal is?
Yeah.
They sent
Well,
me
that's-
an email about that.
Yeah, I got an email too.
You,
Didn't
you,
seem
pay,
that.
you, don't,
Didn't seem that.
you don't pay for
Well, we
StreamYard.
never ever had more
Anyway.
than 6 on a panel.
Yeah.
I had
6
7
on a pa-
almost one time.
Yeah, you get
Right.
too many and it gets out of control. I mean, it's just
Well,
not.
you know, that's when you have people up that aren't used to being on panel and don't ever shut up.
Hey, Joe, I'll tell you
Give
Oh,
what.
somebody-
that sounds familiar.
Uh-huh.
Give somebody
Uh-huh.
give somebody else a break. Yeah.
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 Joe, I'll tell you what. It happens, dude. It
People, yeah, you know, you grow into it, hopefully.
No, he was saying
Yeah.
he was locked up and
Well-
they found a warrant right before they released him.
Yeah, a warrant from fucking 6 states ago, 15 years ago,
Yeah. It
that you
happened.
already cleared up, but for some
Yep.
reason it's still in the book.
And their in
That's
their
the problem.
computers.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, nobody told them it was all over.
I got fucked once for a guy with the fucking same name, right?
Yeah.
The same name. The only difference was our middle initials were very similar, and
Yeah.
and you know someone wrote it wrong, and I ended up getting fucked on his excise tax. They fucking towed my car. They wouldn't give me my license back. You know, I couldn't do shit because of this guy and his fucking had been dodging his excise tax on his boat for like fucking 20 years. And it was huge. It was a
Oh.
huge amount of money, right?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking like, there's no way this is mine. And every time I fucking call, and people are like, nope. They wouldn't figure it the fuck out, right? Finally, I call fucking Boston, and I go right to the head dude, right? Freaking, I forget the registrar, you know, the fucking head dude at the
Registrar, yeah.
registry. I go right to him. I was like, you know, sir, I mean, I have never owned a boat in my life, and never mind lived in Natick or wherever the frick it was, and I was like, you know, I had my last vehicle was this, that, this, and I owe this, that. He says, okay, hold on, Mr. Cunningham, I'll call you right back. And he calls me back an hour later and apologizes, and he freaking floated me the freaking new registration.
Cool.
For the aggravation. I was like, you are the bomb, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Cool. Cool.
Right? What are the odds of that? You know, fucking guy like that doing that.
Well, I mean,
You, every now and then you run into
believe it or
it.
not,
But dude,
bureaucrats don't like untidy ends. They like
right.
make
And that
sense. They like
it-
logic. They like reason,
Mhm.
and they like closure.
it wasn't easy for me to get to him either. Freaking, everybody that picked up the phone, I was like, I need to speak to your boss because you're not going to be able to help me. Are you sure, sir? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I need to see your boss.
Yeah.
Was that on a Friday afternoon? Usually,
I don't remember when the fuck it was. Dave,
whatever
it was probably like a Monday morning after I had a hellacious weekend trying to get it straight. You know?
Well, I was at the Y today
Uh-huh.
and kind of buddied up with this guy, wants to go swimming tomorrow, like in the next town, because my Y is going to be closed. And I like to try different places. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
But anyhow, somebody got his parking space. And he goes there every day because his doctor says he has to. And somebody got his parking space. So he parked over in a space that really wasn't his parking space.
Yep.
And the maintenance guy came into the swimming pool and got him out of the pool to make him move his car. And when we were leaving the Y, he went into the desk there, front desk, and gave the person behind that desk the wherewithal, and I was so embarrassed. I was standing, and they had a big old crowd of people in there. They had some kind of activity or something they were doing.
Why would you be so
Don't
embarrassed?
embarrass me like this. You know, the guy just pretty much went off on the guy. You know, he said, well, let me talk to your supervisor, blah, blah. But I was outside of a glass door, so I couldn't hear through the glass.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear. And I go, oh, no, this guy's.
As a supervisor, you know, I'd have laid into that dude. You're the one that parked in a freaking on the
Well, they
fucking
said
line,
it.
you know what I mean?
The maintenance guy said it normally would be okay, but they were getting ready to set something up, and his car would be in the way.
Yeah, it's like move your shit. I gotta work, man. Get out of the fucking way.
Yeah, I'm not taking sides on it. I'm
No, but you know what I mean. When a guy's just trying to do his job, and you're there,
He's just doing his
what?
job, you know?
You're doing the stroke in the pool. Come on, man. Go move your fucking car, will you, so we can get some fucking work done.
Yeah. Well, bear in mind he is disabled, and somebody got his parking space because it was a disabled parking space.
Right. Right.
Usually it's the first or second space.
There's never enough disabled parking, dude. I know.
Right. Exactly. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and as long as the car in the spot was legit and stable.
I'm not a.
Normally
I'm not a-
the Y
Hey,
didn't
listen,
care. Normally
I'm-
they didn't care if he parked
Dude,
there, but
dude.
on this particular day, it was the day that they needed to
Yeah.
use it.
Because
David, I'll tell you what. I am disabled, but I'm not a driver. I've driven with plenty of disabled people, and yeah, like a lot of them, they park in the front or as close to the front as they can, and there's never enough freaking disabled parking. Never.
Nope. That's why I dropped the wife off at the door and I sit in the parking lot and wait for her. When
Yeah.
she's done, I get to drive up and fucking get her.
Usually, there's only like one or two spots at the front, or the first two spot,
Yeah.
the first spot, or the first
Uh-huh.
two spots in every row. If it's a
Uh-huh.
big parking lot, are handicapped.
You know what I like to do?
But I'll
Is
tell you,
I'll read the plates. I'll read the plates or look in the windshield. If they don't have a fucking card, I'll get the attention of a cop if they're driving by or whatever.
I'll tell you
Fuck
this.
you parking in that fucking
If
spot.
I had a freaking business, I would make sure that there was enough freaking handicap parking for
Yeah,
for all
but
the
you know,
customers that come in.
yeah,
Because
but
the
how many?
regulation states that you have to have a certain amount. I would have more, and there's nothing that says that you can't have more than the regulation. You feel me? So
Yeah,
But you
but
get
the
to the
next
point.
thing you know, you're forcing all your customers to hike across the parking lot instead of parking anywhere near the store.
And not only that, you get to the point where it doesn't help any anymore. You know, you
Right.
get 25 parking spots, and they got to walk
yeah,
anyway.
did I say
mean,
25? What the hell is the overreaction?
Well, no, I'm just saying, Cap. You
Come on,
know,
fellas.
oh no,
Because-
I just threw
Come
that
on.
out there. But
I'm the guy.
But-
I'm the guy that A can have one of those plates. Okay. B
Listen,
don't get
If
it.
I
But you
give
know what I
people
do?
half again as much.
You know what
let's
else?
Let's say I have to give 10 as the regulation. If I give half
There you
again
go.
as much,
Dinner.
like let's say I give 15 instead of 10,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
yeah,
There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying.
you're right.
I would
And
You're
there are
right.
plenty of
more
places
than the
that,
regulation.
there are plenty of
You're
places
right
that
that
do
the-
that, though. You know,
He's right. He's right that there's not enough. I would
there's
agree
never
with that.
enough. There's never enough, and you know, you get as close as you can. It ain't perfect. It's not a
Especially-
perfect world.
There's never enough. Ted, you know this. There's never enough, especially in places where a lot of handicapped
Believe me,
people
I
come,
do.
like doctors' offices and shit. It's like some doctors' offices even have like the first 5 spaces are all handicapped, but it's still never enough.
Yeah, but what do you want to do? You know, you drop the handicapped person at the ramp and park the vehicle. You know,
True.
that's what I you know, that me and the wife we're both handicapped. We both can't fucking move. You know, so it's
Well,
like You know, it's like fucking. That's what we do. And except
Yeah.
for around Christmas, if I got to go to fucking the mall or a big shopping center at Christmas,
Oh, forget
that's when I'm using my fucking handicap card.
You see, I walk with a cane a lot. Okay, not every time, but most of the time. When
Yeah,
I go out, I got my cane with me, and just in case I need a freaking lean, and I'm just like, fuck this, I need a freaking lean, dude. So, or if
Yeah.
I need to prop myself up while I'm walking, or I'll bend in half,
yeah,
So, anyway, I'm coming out of the car, and I'm freaking like, I'm already feeling the pressure on my back, and I'm like, dude, this is nuts. So I'm like, standing there, I'm propping myself up, hoping I don't freaking fall over or bend in half, And
Yeah.
this guy in a cart who needs a cart, he's chair bound.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, do you need the cart? I'm gonna get in my car in a second. You need this cart?" I'm like, "No, I'll be all right, man." He's like, "You sure? I'll give you this fucking cart right now." I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. I appreciate it." I shook his hand and I freaking walked away. But he was right on that shit, like bang. Like
Well,
instantly.
people that are used to using those things are usually pretty kind with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
Moose Gale. I like to push a shopping cart just to have something to lean on.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I know a lot of
Totally.
people. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
good thing. It's good to do.
I
that.
grab a cart just about every time. And some people are like, "I want the cart," and I'm like, "No, this is my cart. Go get your fucking own." I don't care if you're shopping. I need to prop myself up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. We've never had that
Holy
shortage.
shit.
Do you have
I'm
that
trying to
much
be a
shortage?
dick, but I'm gonna fall over if I don't get a cart.
Yeah, I don't know ever.
I've been to the
We've been
grocery
somewhere they didn't have
store.
any
I
carts.
think I can count on
Maybe
one
at Christmas
hand.
time or something. But I don't
The
go
number of
shopping at
times.
Christmas time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Shit.
they have carts. Yeah.
That's the only time I'll use that handicap fucking card. Christmas. I don't
Yeah, then
mind
you
parking
find
a
out.
little far away from the store, but when it's fucking couple football fields away from the fucking door, I'm gonna use the card. I'll wait for a spot,
Yeah. Well, it's like I used to, I don't know if they do it where you live, but I have a lot of fast food joints around here. And the way they're set up is a stupid way. They'll put the parking spaces for people with disabilities on the other side of the parking lot, and they have to walk. My wife couldn't walk. And they won't put the parking space right next to, like at a Popeyes or a Bojangles, they wouldn't put it next to the door. They put the parking space on the other side of the parking lot, expecting, I guess, people to always be using a wheelchair, but she didn't use a wheelchair.
No, they're just hoping they just drive through and not hang out there.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
Because they do drive through.
Sometimes we just go in and eat the food.
I know.
Yeah.
No,
But they
not-
make more
not-
money if you use the drive through.
Oh, absolutely. And drive-through gets priority over the people that walk in the store.
Iron Man, what up?
Iron Man, my
No way.
dude.
Come on.
Uh,
Drop it.
it's him.
Iron Man's
It's
one
him.
of my strong
Hang on.
supporters. He's from Canada.
He's
And,
Canadian, eh?
He comments on every video I make.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
I've
awesome.
actually met Iron Man.
Maybe you ought to make more.
In the hotel with him.
Was he
I
at
met
the
Iron Man two years
was
in
he
a
at
row.
the, was he at the last party at Disney's?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
probably
He
met
stayed in
him
the
then.
same hotel I did.
If he was there
He's
for
a bald, he's a bald guy like me.
well, there were a few of
Oh,
them
yeah,
there.
he was a big star in the show. And I mean, when he did his live stream and everything from his house.
Hey,
That was
Iron
the day
Man.
I took.
Good to see
Oh,
you,
God.
buddy.
I don't mean to bring it up, but that was the day I took over Dizzy's show. He lived that down. He went in the bathroom to shave off his beard. He
Uh-huh.
challenge. he wasn't going to shave until Hazy got there. I think that was the deal. And he said,
Oh,
"Oh, he was live." And he said, "Oh, wait a minute, Hazy's here." And he dashed into the bathroom. He started shaving
Yeah,
over the bathroom sink.
yeah. Dizzy don't keep facial hair
So
very long.
technically,
Get
I
it off.
Drive Shaft Drew was a tremendous help, and I
you
think
should have followed him in with the camera, man. Cheers.
well, he was using a laptop with one of those laptops.
I know his setup. I've been on the casting couch a time or two.
I could proudly say I've been on the couch a couple of times. Not to
Uh-huh.
brag, but
I
I've been
agree.
on Dizzy's couch more times than I can remember.
But that night we had hazy days, and I was sitting up on the back of the couch. I mean, I wasn't even sitting
Yeah.
down. It's so
There
big.
we go.
They try to get everybody in. I walk in the door and they say, "Hey, David, come on up, come on up." It's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, my truck was in the middle of falling apart at the time.
Well, Iron Man played chauffeur.
Nice.
Moose gal.
I don't think I could have got him to come up here and get me.
Well, no, he just.
I was pretty new to the crew at the time, you know. Hell, half the people there had no clue who the heck I was. Very new to YouTube at the time.
Heck, I was so new. I had a camera that wasn't worth a shit. It didn't have any stability.
I was so new, I screwed up the footage that I recorded there. I recorded it and
I know.
it looked like an old-timey black and white film.
Iron Man, you hit it 2 years in a row, and you've been missing it 2 years in a row now. Let's see. But they just opened the fucking border like a couple of weeks ago, anyway. So
Oh yeah, if you got Canadian, hell yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's-
still
Yeah,
there's
just
still a
like it
lot
was-
of restrictions on that too.
They
I'd
would-
imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right. They just opened it up a while ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, Iron
Man,
Man. More, I'm thinking about doing a YouTube get together thing, but a long time from now. We got to get the
Yeah.
pandemic over with.
And-
I got to find a place where we could make a lot of noise and act like a bunch of juvenile delinquents.
All you do is find a good rental hall or campground. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be on the beach probably.
campgrounds are awesome to rent for parties.
Well, if you
That way
don't
they-
camp,
Well,
where
yeah,
do
but
you stay?
you don't have to camp. There's usually, other accommodations nearby.
Really?
Some of them have group
Yeah.
areas.
And then the people that want to camp can camp, and
No,
lots
I
of
won't be-
campgrounds have cottages that you can rent right there too.
Okay,
you
well
know?
that's the route I would take, is to rent a cottage.
Yeah, they
They don't have it on the beach, so people can go to the beach and enjoy the beach. And
yeah.
I mean, we're not going to be
See-
all.
See, Iron Dog knows what I'm saying. Yeah, campground fire. Woo, yeah, buddy. Especially when some of the campgrounds they have like group areas where big groups can
Yeah.
rent, and you
Yeah.
usually get a bonfire pit when you.
I don't know, Iron Man.
Yeah.
People get arrested for that.
No, they don't. Not when you're on a campground that has a fire permit.
He's talking about the next comment he
Yeah.
made.
Oh,
Yeah.
naked swimming. Yeah, that's definitely
I would be the first
Although-
one in line to do that.
in Maine. They have nude beaches.
Well, I've
Yeah.
actually. Where's Hazy when I need him? I've actually.
There are plenty of people out there that I don't want
In
to
fact, New
see.
Hampshire has nude beaches also. So
Well, when you're on private property, you can swim in whatever you want to, and I've had that opportunity. And if preferred, I would.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, why would you wear clothes in the water? I mean, you're in there to get clean,
Well, no, you're in there to play around.
with the women.
Evidently.
With
Evidently
When
he
you
is.
go to the beach, you're not swimming. You're not going in the water to bathe.
Not
That's
really.
what they called it in the old days.
We used to do that when I was a kid. My mother used to take us down to the pond and
Yeah,
bring soap. But they'd
Well,
arrest you now.
you know,
They caught you
that's-
with soap at the pond now, they'd arrest you.
well, that's what they did back in the Depression. You know, Great quiet
Yeah.
thing. Water costs
Back in the
money.
ancient-
Running
Well, you
running
know,
that pipe, running that pump
I don't-
costs
I mean,
electricity.
But I don't
don't get me on my soapbox, but they've gone too far with things. They have too
I
many
don't-
damn laws. I mean, they
I don't
got too
think
many
terrorism
organizations. They
during
got
the
too many
Depression.
people watching. You know,
You know why they have so many goddamn laws? Because people suck and they fuck with the earth.
I mean,
And they
look
destroy.
what people have ruined. Look at how they fuck things
People-
up. You know?
People are nasty, filthy people, and they don't treat the earth well. That's why we have a lot of laws.
Mhm. Done
I
with my political.
I can't go four wheeling, hiking, fishing, hunting, or boating without fucking bringing back fucking ton of trash. That
Oh,
ain't
well, I can't
mine.
even walk from here
You know?
to the street without
Yeah.
bringing home trash.
Fucking
Big problem
drives
up here.
me.
People will throw
Batty.
find a piece of trash.
And you know,
right next
one of
to
the
a
worst
trash.
things is that landowners will close their land. I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
there's a place. I know where there's a place in the woods up here near Bridgeton that they found. This guy went out and he found this guy landowner went
Yeah.
down the road, and he found 50 old refrigerators up behind his house
Yeah,
that were dumped in the woods. They found out they were dumped there by a place that sells refrigerators,
yeah.
Yep.
and they tried to get the people that dumped them to clean them up. They
Yeah, well,
basically
Iron
said,
Man, we would all have to get passports and find our way to get to Canada.
Yeah. You know what you do with that though? You just call a metal scrapper and say, "Hey, man,
Yep.
help me out."
yeah,
Get
they
the
get
hell out of
rid of
here.
them somehow.
If you
Right.
call a metal scrapper, those refrigerators will be gone in about 5 minutes. They will.
Oh, yeah.
Those-
No doubt.
Well,
You
No
would
doubt.
see nothing but the imprint in the ground where they were sitting.
Yeah.
The point is, the guy
And
the
all
guy
would be
closed his
gone.
land.
The copper.
Yeah,
He made all of his
Yeah.
land no trespassing.
right, and
Because
before he had
no
a big piece
hunting.
of land, everybody could hunt it. You know, should ask
Right.
permission, right? But now nobody's
run-
hunting it.
Yeah, there used to be dirt bike trails and hunting and hiking
Yep.
and
Well, that's
Mhm.
because people abused it. People abused
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Now that people get in trouble, and you got to have permits for everything, and then you got to do this, and you got to pass this law, and you got to pass that regulation.
Well, I believe in permits. You know, like a fishing license and a hunting license.
No, I have nothing against a fishing.
You know, a
Not even
permit.
talking
Yeah.
about a fishing license.
Well, what else? What else you need a permit for? To make sure you build your house correctly. Fucking pretty good
Well,
idea.
yeah, you don't want your house to fall down around you. You don't want to.
Because if you don't have a permit, that means you might be building in wetland, fucking something else up. You know, building it shoddy building, so the next guy that buys
See,
it has
the
to
thing of
fix
it is,
you know,
I think in North
Yeah.
Carolina it's legal, but in Virginia, you can't register a four-wheeler as a vehicle. You can't put a license plate on it. And my nephew almost got busted by the cops. And as soon as the cop figured, the cop was in the parking lot across the street at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And he gave my nephew a look, but he was having it over at my mother's house so he could wash it. And he tilted it all the way up on the back wheels. Apparently he knew what he was doing and was washing that. And the policeman left him alone. He didn't bother because then the policeman saw that he had the hose out. He was washing that thing. It was on the street. But anyhow,
Yeah.
you can't register it legally as a vehicle, but yet if you want to go on the trails and all that, you got to have some kind of a plate or some kind of a permit.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's an
That's the
ATV.
way it is in Maine.
Yeah, it's because the vehicle's not meant for the road unless you know, some states you got to add the
Some
directionals
states
and
it's
whatnot.
legal.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
states,
some,
yeah.
but some states will let you register as a vehicle if
Right.
you add
Those
the
weren't made to be
fucking
on the road.
the horn and the fucking directional. you
Well,
know?
Oh, well,
Connecticut-
believe me, they make them. They have directionals and everything.
I know that Maine and Connecticut are similar in that any motor vehicle can and should be registered. Period.
yes, in some.
Well, I don't have any
in some
problem
way,
with
shape, or
it
form.
being registered. What I'm saying is my nephew can't register it. He ended up selling.
Yeah.
That
Well, no,
doesn't make
I
any
mean,
sense to
I'm
me.
not saying registered for the road. I'm just saying vehicle registration to
Yeah,
identify the vehicle.
snowmobiles.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Snowmobiles,
that's
same
true
way.
here. They all
Yeah.
have to be registered.
Improve ownership.
Boats,
Yeah.
boats, snowmobiles, all of it.
Yep.
Yep.
Jet skis,
Oh,
they all have
boats,
to be
yeah.
registered.
Connecticut's big on freaking boat registration, even canoes.
Oh yeah.
Even
Yeah,
kayaks.
that's
yeah.
ridiculous.
They're all like that.
Well,
Here in
It's gotta-
here
it's
we
gotta
can
have
have a
In Maine,
here
it's
we
got to
can
have a motor.
Yeah, you
watercraft.
got to have the sticker on it.
A watercraft
You gotta have
over
a motor.
17 feet does not have to be registered, and as long as it's not powered by a motor, it doesn't have to be registered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the same.
I mean, what harm does
Tom?
a 17-foot long canoe gonna do to anybody? You're not even using
Nothing if it
energy.
doesn't have a
You're not
motor.
even using
Believe it or
electricity
not,
to run it. You're using a human to run it. You know?
believe it or not, Iron Man, I would go fishing when I was younger, and I would see like trash in the woods and in the freaking waterway and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I personally would want to clean up trash a lot. If I
Yeah.
was with friends that freaking like outright refused to clean it up, or if they were littering themselves, I had a tendency to not hang out with those friends if they were going to continue to litter. And I would encourage them, like, we don't have to litter, do we? Come on now. Do
Right.
we have to? I mean, we could trash, these logs, and we could burn them, and we could freaking cause all kinds of mischief and stuff. But do we have to freaking litter, dude? That's just
Right.
that's
It's
just
fucking
filthy.
horrible. I'll be right back.
Like I'm
Yeah,
a guy.
Guys, everybody's home. I got to take off.
All right,
We'll talk
later,
to you
Okay,
Chad.
Ted.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yep.
But anyway, I was the guy that would go out in the woods and freaking like little ponds and freaking like waterways and stuff to freaking go fishing, and I never had a fishing license, never once, not that I can remember. So we would go out there and we would see line all tangled up, right? Somebody
We
else
did
freaking
too.
like
We did
had a
too.
bad experience with their line, and they got the freaking reel jammed or some damn shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did you have to leave your line behind? Why didn't you just bring it with you? Because there's like an entire reel of line just like strewn
I can
bushes and
relate. I
shit,
remember
or like
those
up in the
pictures.
fucking trees, or just like jumbled up and prickers and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah, well, we got it up. We
if you
cleaned it
are
up when we
fishing,
found
you
it.
have a knife in your pocket, period. You have a knife in your pocket if you're fishing.
And we had one. We carried a knife with
So,
us. We had to cut
There's
that
no
shit
bullshit
out.
way you need to leave your line behind like that. No way. You
No
can
way
cut
should
that
we
out
even
of there.
mess like
Unless
that.
you're running from the cops because you don't have a fucking fishing license. And then usually what they do is to just steal your pole. They just steal your fucking pole and you go buy a new one. Or you tell your daddy, well, we got to go down to the police precinct to go get my pole back, the one I got from Granddad. And then you're embarrassed, and the police will give it back to your daddy, not you. They'll give it to your daddy and be like, wait like a week to give it back to him.
I don't know what they would do if you
And
were
then you
fishing
learn your
with
lesson,
all
and your
that.
life goes on. Pardon. But I'm saying, I didn't leave line sitting out in the woods like that. If I see a lure hanging from a tree, I'm like, free
Well, you got
lure.
lure.
Yeah, cool. And even if it poked my finger, even if it was rusty, I'd be like, son of a...
But you got
Yes,
a
I have a
lure.
free lure that's
Finger
not
will
stuck
heal.
to my finger. Yes, okay. I pay the price. But I'm saying, no, if I see a lure stuck in a tree, I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to cut that sucker out, and I'm going to have a free lure. I'm going to freaking have free bait.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
You know?
That's good to have your Boy Scout knife.
Yeah. Dude, I've been carrying a knife since I was 6. Okay? I've been hiding it from my parents that whole time. And the two things I used to carry with me at all times, a knife and a cigarette lighter. So I can freaking cut things, and I can make fire, and I can melt things, I can burn things,
Yeah.
And my friends were always smoking cigarettes. So, I mean, I always carried a knife, and I always carried a lighter. And I kept them both hidden from my mother usually I'd keep my freaking lighter in my underwear, and I would keep my knife in my shoe. I'm not good at it.
Special pocket in your underwear for your lighter.
No, I just kept it next to my Jimmy.
Okay, nice little tuck.
I'm not gonna lie, I did. I'm like,
You must have wore the briefs that had the
I'm like,
elastic around them.
then people be like, I wish I had a lighter. Ugh. And I'm like,
Ugh.
I have a lighter.
What, you turn around with your back to them saying, "Hang on, I got a lighter." Hey, I got a lighter.
And I
Hey,
hand
you
it to
might
my
wanna
friend,
see this,
and they're
Mike.
like,
I got
wow, it's really warm. And I'm like, just use it. Ah!
You wait till Hazy gets a hold of that.
Oh, shit.
Where is Hazy?
Oh,
I need to get her
man.
on my show.
Moose Scout, it's never going to be a thing of the past. Come on, you're living in a fantasy world. Anyway, fucking, I'll tell you what though. I'd go out in the woods and I would cut down freaking like miles of freaking fishing line that was stuck in the trees, that was stuck in the bushes, and like I'd see it wrapped around a log in the water. I'd freaking kick off my shoes,
Yeah, well, I
run out in
remember
the water and go
it.
get it.
I haven't seen it that much of it, but yeah, I've seen it tangled up and wrapped around a tree branch, under. And if there was any swimming involved, somebody would end up getting a fishing hook in their toe or in their foot or something, and you don't want that mess going on. No, people don't need to leave a mess like that. Hot Pants Cap. All right.
No, I never lit my Jimmy on fire. I never lit my little fella on fire. All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right.
I gotta go get myself an antacid, and I'm gonna freaking get a couple of things done around here before I freaking probably pass out. So, thanks for having me up, David.
You probably
Later,
should,
Jimmy, if you're around.
Yeah.
Later, everybody in the chat. Moose Gal, Tom,
Later,
Iron Man,
later, Captain.
Lee, if you're still here. Later, everybody. Thanks again, David.
Here we are. Captain's a good supporter. He's on about every live stream, I think. We've lost Tom. Shandog gave me a thumbs up, but he never showed up. Jimmy froze. Yep, it's there. Yeah, he's frozen. I'm going to refresh. Well, Jimmy C's frozen. I guess it's just us. Frozen like a fritter. I mean, I refreshed the system. I don't know what's going on. Suspended animation. Wonder if he knows it. Come on, Jimmy. Give me some sign that you're. That's incredible. What the hell's going on here? Tell me this is some idea of a joke. Let's see, he has a trick. Is that, let's see, he can freeze like that. Like this show is probably going to end early. Jimmy. Shandog. Hey, what's up, man? I don't know what happened to Jimmy. He's frozen like a statue on here. I bet he doesn't know it. I'm going to send him a link again. I don't know if that would do any good. Something happened. He lost his internet or something. Oh, I can completely understand that. Oh, that's his leave up. Okay, so like he says, like a photo he leaves up there when he's gone. Maybe I missed it, but I know Tom said he's gonna be right back. He's got that tag on. He's painting that thing. So maybe we'll get some video of that project he's doing, the console, which I hope so. I hope we get some video of it. You know, he's doing a just a knockout job on that thing. I don't have that patience. I don't know how Tom does it, but see, that's Tom's passion, his love. I mean, everybody has a love and a passion, and if you watch them do their thing, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, why do they waste their time? Why do they? But see, that's it's not getting it done. It's not the finished product. It's the process of doing it. It's the doing it is what is the reward for it. Some people get some endorphins off of it. Like I get so fucking patient. No, I don't want that. I want to see the finished product. You know, I'm in a hurry to come back and see what's going on. I mean, I don't want to just have something constant limbo. And see, Tom, something I've noticed a pattern. He's avid into putting models together. He collects models and stuff like that, and he's into that. He's into working on fractions of inches and lining it all up and trying to figure out what adhesive to put it together with and stuff like that. But that's his passion, that's his love, and that's what he wants to do, you know. Oh yeah. Some of his videos are fantastic. But I find myself having to kind of rewind back through his videos, your videos, Tom, because I find myself kind of drift, and I go, wait a minute, I need to back up here, because it's you know, my mind drifted, you know, let me see what you're doing. I have to back up and see how you got to where you are. And yeah. Well, I'd love to have Toyman and Go Fish up here. And he didn't. I sent him an email, and I don't have any contact with Go Fish, but he does.
You still here, man?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All righty. Cool beans.
We
What's
didn't go
up,
anywhere.
Shando?
We didn't go anywhere. We lost Captain. He said he had to go do something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank you, Shandog.
The wife came in and happy birthday. The wife came in and I got distracted for a moment.
Well, I thought you were frozen, so I refreshed StreamYard thinking that was an internet issue. I checked my internet.
And then you realized my wave was waving.
I was waving at you and everything. Well, what about Jimmy?
Yeah, man. I was the first one that said I had to back out, and then everybody else was like,
Everybody else bailed out.
I heard Tom bail.
I think Tom's going to be back.
I met Ted rather. Freaking. We got lost in your trippy vid, yeah, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't expect anybody to say this the entire 2 hours. It's a drop.
Oh, I hear you there, man.
Somebody wants to stay on there a few minutes.
Yeah, the poor wifey had to go. We were out doing errands all afternoon, right? And came home, and some stuff she ended up having to do. She needed to use the printer and the computer, and she didn't have enough ink to get it done. She had to go all the way back to where the hell we already were. And by the time she had to go do that, it's rush hour traffic. It took her almost 2 hours to do what should have taken, it took her almost 2.5 hours rather to do what should have taken, an hour and a half, maybe,
Yeah, printers are well known for running out of ink.
Well, they dry out, we never, especially ours, it doesn't get used enough. It's like, the next time she needs it really importantly, that ink will be dry too, and bringing.
So I know when it's leading up to something important, I go ahead and get ink. Like my taxes.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
New supply of ink, because it does dry.
Hopefully she bought 2 sets this time. One for now, one for later.
It's cheaper to buy ink than it is to hire somebody to do my taxes for me. I do them online. It doesn't cost anything. And and some of these people that do your taxes for you, I think it's a ripoff. I mean,
they're all a ripoff.
People off for
they charge way too much money for that.
4 times as much as it should cost. I remember having my taxes done, and I'd pay like under $100 for them to do everything for me.
The worst thing about using a tax man is anything that's questionable, they won't do. So you won't get as much back.
Well, I get the guarantee, I do it online and I pay the $49. Well, it's $42.50.
Yeah, whatever it is. The wife
pay
does
the
the
little
same
fee they give you a phone number you can call if there was a screw up, That gives you a little bit of a protection.
Yeah.
But my taxes are real simple. I don't need to
Yeah,
hire somebody.
so on.
But see, if I hired somebody to do my taxes, they charge me $300 to just do a simple return.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
should
I'm doing
allow
the
to get
fucking
away with
easy.
that. I mean,
You're doing the easy form. Fucking come on.
I'm doing the 1040. Yeah. I know where you're headed, where you are, Jimmy. But yeah, I'm doing the
You-
1040.
You know what I mean, though?
Facility.
If you're doing the easy, you better not be paying no one because you ain't getting nothing back. You're paying someone. You know what I mean?
See, doing it on yourself online is not really that big of a deal unless you got a whole bunch of investments and all that. But
Yeah.
all it is they ask you questions, and a lot of them are just yes or no. Well, did you blah blah blah?
Yep.
Did
Yeah,
you-
a few of them you just have to put values.
Do you think you qualify for this exemption? That bam.
Yeah.
It's usually somebody could get it done in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. The worst thing, the hardest thing about our taxes is making sure all of your freaking W-2s are in.
Well, you make sure every number you put in there is correct, because if you
Well, yeah, you know what I mean though. When you have to wait for the W-2 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. Getting one from all the bank accounts or whatever accounts is fucking waiting to get them all in. That's the worst thing about tax.
Sometimes you won't get them until the end of February.
Right.
You're trying.
I've had some that didn't show up until freaking May. For Christ's sake, it's like what? No, but not really. It's like,
well, it felt like.
You know what I mean? It's like fucking March, man. Hey, man, I gotta get this shit done.
I need my. You could file an extension, but I knew somebody did that every year.
Yeah, but I hate that.
He traveled out of the country and all that, and he just automatically.
Well, yeah, that's why they do the extent. That's a good reason to do the extension thing.
But he was real smart. He was smart enough to be an accountant. He wasn't an accountant, but he was smart enough. All these extensions.
Will you be safe? Out Indian time. All right, Iron Dog. Peace out, man.
Well, iron out. Yeah, thank you.
Iron's out. Yeah.
One of these days, I'd like to have you on the panel.
And we got that. What's up, Dirty?
Dirty Operations in the house.
Come on up, man. Join the stream, man.
Yeah, Dirty Operations.
I'll send him a link.
Send him a link, Jimmy.
Because the odds are he ain't gonna freaking jump on it anyways. Because he ain't been on panel in forever.
Yeah, if we have him up here, it'd be wonderful.
Oh, what the hell is it?
Now we can get started. We get the party started now.
Well, you know.
Yeah, we got an hour to go before Toyman.
Another hour before Toyman.
But where's he? I did send him a link, but my links went out kind of late because I got my days mixed up. I was fixing dinner and was looking at my watch to see how, when my macaroni was going to be done. And I go, holy crap, it's almost 5 o'clock. I got a live show I need to do.
Hate it when that happens.
It's like, crap, I got to do a show. I drop everything I do and it's starting up. What am I doing here?
Look, he ain't even commented on the fact that I want to send him a link. Go on, Dirty.
No comment.
What did he just? He just put an ad in Facebook or something. Forget what the fuck it was.
Is that his handle on there? Dirty Operations, all one word?
What, on Facebook? No.
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 If it was, you wouldn't tell me anyway.
Huh? Well, it's his Facebook is his real name, so.
Yeah, like mine is. It's David Collins, but good luck finding it because there's a million.
There's 50
But
billion
if
of them.
you want to get on my Facebook page, Type in David Collins, Winston-Salem IFB Solutions. That's the name of the company I work for. And
Maybe.
it'll be a old red Baja scooter. It looks like a Vespa scooter. My little avatar is a little red scooter.
Yeah, the odds are freaking you never even find it.
Well, it's like usually when somebody say, "How do I find you on Facebook?" I say, "How do I find you?" Because you'll never find me.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too many
There's
Collins.
just too many of them.
I remember when I was a kid, the phone book. I mean, there was a good amount of my family in there, right? It was a good page and a half, right? But the Collins, they had fucking 2 full. Open the book as in both sides, so it's basically 4 pages in our local paper, local phone book was nothing but Collins.
Yep.
Like,
Well, we were
holy
getting this.
mother!
We kept getting phone calls for Dr. Collins.
Oh, of
And we
course.
did some research on it, and there was a Dr. Collins. And what
I'm
happened
sure there's
was
a
his
few of
phone
them.
number was 1 digit off from ours.
Yeah.
People were looking it up in the phone book and going to our number, boom, 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 calling Dr. Collins.
Right, because they just slipped the 1. They hit a 7 instead of a 1.
Yeah, something of that ilk. But the phone book, it wasn't messed up in the phone book, but the 2 numbers were listed right together, and they were similar phone numbers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
So we found out who Dr. Collins was. And I told Dr. Collins, well, my wife did. Keeping calls for you.
Look at this.
What's going on?
Oh, it's alive.
Eh.
Oh, can't tell you're in there, but fucking, what's going on, Dirty?
Yeah, I
Looks
can't
kinda
hear
dark.
anything. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we
Might
can
need
hear
help.
you. You just muted it.
Well, he turned black. So
Yeah, he's there.
no, he's there now.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on, I'm gonna go get my headphones.
All right. Yeah, man, he lives about an hour west of me.
Well, up there in New England, everybody seems to live an hour away from each other. And you come I live about 4 hours away. Oh, I'm about 8 hours away.
Well, that's how we gel. That's how we try. We definitely use time, driving time, as a direction. That's how we get direction.
Where I'm headed is your 1 hour's 4 hours down here because we're spread out.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice about coming to New England, and I've been there more than once, is that how conveniently everything was, and I liked it. I liked everything.
Yeah.
Kind of snug.
I mean, if you ain't been 2 hours out and 3 hours, you can get 2 and 3 hours out, but.
Well, it's much easier on the folks if they only have to travel an hour, to go see this person or that person. Hey,
yeah, that's why we're only an hour out of where we grew up. An hour's not so bad of a ride.
Well, if I were to go where I grew up, it would be 4.5 hours, if traffic, counting that if it's traffic. Good.
Right, but what if you lived an hour outside of there?
You could go over there every weekend. It would be nothing to hop over there.
Right.
Heck, I'd love to live an hour away from my folks, but I live 4.5 hours. And if you got traffic, you can count on it being 5 hours.
So why don't you live closer to them?
I don't want to. I hope somebody's not listening.
Because there's no fucking work there?
There's no work. They live in a fucking daggone metropolitan area where you have to go through a tunnel everywhere you go. If you don't have a license, you have no way to get around. And it's a dysfunctional family.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you were an hour outside of them, it wouldn't be that bad.
It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I could hop, I could be up there.
You could see him. You could see him, a little.
4 hours? No.
Oh, and Dave, just so you know,
I got one in the basement.
Yeah, it's dirty again. 98.8% of families are dysfunctional. That's what makes them work.
Yeah, I heard.
Yo, dude,
we heard me that they're all dysfunctional. Some are more dysfunctional than others.
Yeah, some hide it better than others.
Sorry about that dirty operation. You
No,
weren't in
it's all
there that
good.
long. I was
It's not
actually
you.
sitting here and it popped up on the screen and I clicked the button. Honest. Honest. You were in the basement for less than a
Is
second.
he back?
He's back. Nope, we lost
Oh,
him again.
I heard frogs that time.
Must be out on the lake. Is he out there on the canoe paddling down the lake?
Yeah, his phone ain't being nice to him.
Well, he's probably out of his operation, probably out of the service area. Sorry. Where are you, dirty operation? You're on your back porch, right?
Yeah, but he should be doing his house Wi-Fi. Maybe you don't have cable. I don't know. Either way, at least he showed up, tried to show up.
It was worth
Good
it.
to see you, Dirty.
You get credit for trying, okay, dude?
Hey, for effort.
You know, I've been there in the streaming world. I had a computer that was a piece of shit, and that's one reason I got the one I have now. Is because
Right.
it didn't stream. And
Right? You're sick of the bullshit, right?
yeah, I was sick of the bullshit. I got rid of that damn. No, actually, I have that computer as my backup computer.
Right.
No, I didn't.
No,
get that.
yeah, it's okay, man. It's all good, Dirty. Appreciate you trying to figure it out. You know, I know it's been a while. How you been, man?
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
We're sounding like a robot, really. Ah,
Are you within your service area?
Yeah,
Are you really out on a boat in your backyard on a lake?
that phone. Your phone is fucked up. It's okay, man. It's
Laugh your
okay.
ass off. That you're in good. I mean, you're in
Yeah,
good. humor.
that's your reception.
We could laugh about it, but your family here. You're always welcome here. So
Yeah, it's all good,
I'm
dude.
doing StreamYard.
Yeah. The StreamYard takes a little more internet help when you're on the phone. You need a really good connection.
You connected to Wi-Fi or whatever you're using.
No, he's probably just using his phone.
Yeah, well, my data sucks. You know, sometimes I try to watch a YouTube. But I'm too cheap to have Wi-Fi. I've just plugged the computer straight into the wall. But my phone generally does well, but it will.
Yeah.
I don't use it for that. You know.
Phone is all he has, right? The Dirty's out in the woods. You don't even got internet, do you?
There's
Dirty?
no internet in the woods.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he has cable. Is what I'm trying to say. I think he just freaking.
He's trying to get
Being frugal, man. Being frugal.
Heck yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I had to get a new PC is that the processor wasn't powerful enough. Somebody gave me a computer, but its processor wasn't powerful enough to do so.
Internet, but it's old fucking
You know,
wire.
Tom Noble and I could sit there and stream and have a conversation with each other. But it was back when Dizzy was live. I tried to go on his show and he had like 7 people on his panel, and all you saw were swirls on each panel.
Yeah.
That computer went away.
Yeah, that's because your internet wasn't good. The processor couldn't keep up.
The processor when the computer wasn't fast enough.
To keep up. Yep, and that's probably Dirty. That's probably Dirty's problem too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my computer doesn't have the newest processor.
I bet it's PC. What's your PC from 1990 something?
Mine's from like 2000. I've had it for 2 years.
Yeah. He's got a Dell from 1995. Right? You got a Dell from 1995. You've been.
Was Dell even in business? And my Dell, I have a Dell that's.
Yeah, I got a Dell 95 out in the freaking in the garage.
Oh, I had no idea.
The only reason we still own it is because the wife says there's pictures on it that we have to retrieve someday.
You better retrieve them now.
Why?
Well, file formats change.
Before
They
I
might
put a
be
bullet,
stored in a
before I
different
put a
file
bullet
format.
through it, someone will be able to plug it in and make it work.
Well, they might be
Yeah.
daggone GIFs, you know.
No, it's a hard drive. It's got a hard drive in it. That's what the pictures are on. They're saved on the hard drive.
Yeah, but you probably have a SATA drive in or a SCSI drive, and their new hard drives aren't compatible with it.
No, it's inside, man. It's inside. It's a regular old.
inside.
It's a regular old fucking. And we used to use it to burn CDs.
Well, yeah, I burned CDs with my 95.
Back in 95,
It had
yeah.
a CD drive in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I burned all that shit onto CDs so I can pull a CD out like today. And
Right. PC's great. Just the internet sucks. Oh, it's from 2013. Well, how come your internet sucks that bad on a fucking PC? Find that pretty odd. Tell you the truth.
I
With
think
a
2013 would be
with a
old.
landline, dude.
But it might be the processor speed.
You might not. Do you got a camera for it even? Well, yeah, but it's from 2013. It shouldn't be that horrible. That's only 8 years old. That should at least be able to freaking keep up. I mean, not all that great, but unless the internet out there is really, really horrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be paying for that internet.
But it shouldn't be that bad. I mean, it can't be that bad. You got Comcast internet?
He's got a.
Oh, a lot of other people using it.
But it's on Wi-Fi.
That's a freaking.
Bunch of kids in the house playing games. Tell them to get all off games.
Yeah, well,
go live on my show.
He lives in a group. Well, we won't call it a group home because it's not a
Well,
group
go
home.
down the hall and start knocking on doors and saying, "Hey,
Right.
I need some space on the internet. If you need to quit what you're
It's
doing."
like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got too many people on your Wi-Fi. That will definitely create problems like
Well,
that.
you shouldn't be using the Wi-Fi with the PC anyways. You should use the landline.
Yeah, but sometimes that's all you have is Wi-Fi.
Well,
You don't have a choice.
but the Wi-Fi sucks, and you shouldn't use it to stream no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know how people.
I mean, as much if it's all you got, it's all you got. But
it works sometimes.
Oh, girlfriend and her parents. And
And they're all playing video games online. And they're hogging up all the.
And he doesn't. And why pay for an extra line if you don't really fucking need it? Because let's just say Dirty's not really a YouTube whore. He has some content, but he ain't made any in quite a while. That I know of, anyway. That's the problem, right? He got their girlfriend. Is it the same girlfriend? Probably.
Well, if this show doesn't pick up, I got to get dinner. Let's see. Come
You got
this
what?
is final. I got almost 7. I got to get dinner. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
All right, well.
So if somebody wants to come on the show, get your butt up here because if we want this to go on, it will go on.
Well, 2 hours. If you want to kill it, kill it.
So I got a minute to kill it.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Up to you, my man. I can join next time. I'm at my dad's house.
Okay. Well,
And they have good internet. Yeah, same
it'll be
girlfriend.
Friday, next Friday
Cool,
at
man.
5 o'clock.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
It's always Fridays at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I don't know
Yeah,
where you
man.
do dirty operations, but
Yeah, I'll probably be firing up later on tonight, man.
you will. I
Yeah.
may just drop in and visit.
All right.
Yeah, I was watching you last night, Jimmy, and you guys were into the politics, and I just don't do the politics.
What? Well, you don't have to. Don't leave on account of that, David, because it never sticks around long.
I waited. I sat here and waited
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't that long.
about 30 minutes.
Oh, was it?
I
Yeah. Huh?
didn't wait
See?
long. I couldn't sleep last
well,
night. so I
well,
brought-
you must have tuned in right into it. What
It-
what was the
well, it was
subject?
around 1 o'clock. I went to
Yeah.
bed for about an hour, and then I got
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you tuned in right at about the right when that all
whatever that was, that
Yeah.
that mess, whatever it was.
So David, did you see the skulls that you won?
No, I don't even know about what contest I won. What did I win?
Well, you didn't stick around, David, for the giveaways. You knew I was doing giveaways, right?
No, I didn't. I was sticking around, but
You didn't stick around. You didn't hear the duck. We're gonna do duck races. And,
well, you
Oh,
did
man.
the duck race. Was I automatically entered in the duck race? Is that what?
yeah, because you were there.
Aha! Is that how that works?
Yeah.
But I know you were doing the duck races.
Right. Everybody that was in the chat was getting entered into the duck race.
So I won the duck race. So I got.
And we did
$6.
last man standing. And let's just say, David, you went to the end. You won second place, dude.
Dude. Oh heck, well.
And all it was, I mean, I wasn't doing anything big, freaking.
Well, I was watching the duck race, but I
Right,
wasn't
but
making
I
any
was
comments or anything.
I was doing giveaways of the big box that I got from Captain. And, second place, I just did a freaking and I think it was either Captain Jerk or Grant say stop, and I just grabbed a handful.
Well, you had a lot of people in that show.
Yeah, it was a great show. But I did the handful grab, and you ended up with what we got 5 items.
Well, I didn't mean to ignore it. I mean, I've been into stuff, but yeah. You let me know what I need to do.
You need to send me an address.
Oh, you got it. I'll put it in your You want it in your
Yeah, right where we
No.
talk all the time, then. That would be just fine. Make a Zoom that isn't live. We can shoot the shit for a little while. All right, Dirty, I'll do that. When we're done with this thingy, whatever this thingy is. What did I win, Shipley? You didn't win. Come on, man. David, where'd you go? What are you writing your address now?
Yeah, writing it in there. Why not?
Okay.
No
Before you
better
forget
time
about
than the
it.
present.
Uh-huh. You like Star Wars?
Me?
Yeah.
Some, yeah.
Oh.
Where are you headed? I mean, do I like the old movies or do?
Well, did you watch them?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah, I put the right. Oh, it's apartment 2. It's apartment
Huh?
2. Baby.
Okay. Add that in there. Because I'm brain damaged.
Yeah, I forget.
I'll put it where it belongs.
I didn't before, but I do now.
Oh, Shane Dog's going for a ride and listening in.
A
Yeah.
ride. Where
Right.
the ride?
I don't know. He just said he's going for a ride. So you want to highlight me so that you can see these?
Yes, sir. Let me get you to the highlight mode here.
All right. Well, the Star Wars reference was because you won Han Solo in Carbonite,
I need to participate in these live streams.
one of the purple ones, right?
I
You
thought
on
the
that?
duck race,
And-
you had to kind of play that game. You had to be pushing buttons or something.
Well, you got to just
What
put
was
your
it?
name in, and we ran the race, and we see who won. This is a pedestal for a skull or whatever you want, you know. And luckily, you won this one that will fit on it nicely.
Oh,
And
cool.
this
Well, I got some little.
And this one, David, this one, I wish I'm shaky, so I'm not going to do this. But
Well, I'm
when you
shaky,
put-
shaky too.
let me
You want to see
let
me?
me let me see if I can pull this off.
Mm,
Yep, that on there, so you can see that glowing, right?
yeah. Ooh.
And then you put that on. Nope, doesn't look so good that way. But when you use a good light on the head,
Yeah.
oh yeah, pretty freaky.
I got some good lights.
Yeah, to do
I
that. Yeah, maybe if the light was actually placed in this instead of shining all the way through it, it would
You
probably
could
work
drill a
better.
hole in it and put a
Yeah,
key in it or something.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you got those, and then you got this one.
Yeah.
Looks
Uh-huh.
pretty cool. It's got kind of like a metallic thing. There's some little bubbles in it and whatnot, but it really adds to the whole overall look of it. You know,
Uh-huh.
you can see the little bubble right there. Doesn't really hurt it any. You could probably hang a keychain, drill a keychain in right there or something. You know, like the hook for a keychain. And the best of all is this one.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I like
Look at it. It's got like veins and
But I don't remember any of these skulls. So
yeah, Captain never really showed these ones. You know, these are pretty cool. I don't know I don't know why he doesn't make these anymore. Because these are
they're
badass.
cool. People will buy
Yeah.
those.
And yeah, but he makes plenty that look like this. You know,
Yeah.
but they're not exactly. Look at this one on the under the light.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's iridescent there. Fluorescent.
and I'm telling you right now, the camera does not do it justice. But anyway, that's your prize package.
I won and I didn't even know. You don't
I
have
should.
to.
I was going to disqualify people that weren't freaking there, but I didn't want to have to. I didn't want to go through the races all over again.
Well, next time you're doing races, I will know. I mean, continue to participate. I didn't know how that was working. So
yeah, man, they're fun. You made it to, dude. You should have seen the list. You should go back and watch the race.
I watched it. I watched the list come up. I watched you do one of them.
Yeah, but you should have seen it when it played. There was a
billion ducks.
Yeah, there
wasn't any room for any ducks.
A lot of ducks.
Shandog, when did you say you'd be right back, buddy?
A few minutes ago, but he's going for the ride, man. He's going into the car and he's shifting modes. So yeah, this package has got your name on it. One of these days I'll get it in the mail.
Well, heck yeah, as long as my mailman will get it to me. Actually, my mail lady. If we get my mail lady, I definitely will get it.
Oh yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it.
You'll get it sooner or later.
Yeah. Don't. Well, I won't say you'll get it before Christmas, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna get it shipped before Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you that much, David. All right.
Well, I'll have something to look forward to in the new year.
Yeah, there you go. If it doesn't get there before Christmas, yeah.
Which brings me, if I'm not doing anything Christmas Eve, I'll probably be doing something New Year's Eve. And what I'll probably do is start late.
Well, we do. There's a group that do Christmas around the world. I mean, New Year's around the world.
Yeah.
Uh,
If I can stay away.
yeah, well, you just time in. If once the list is built, I can forward it, and you just chime in when you're there.
Yeah.
Now, might not be doing it this year because there was a lot of BS that went on, but we did 24 hours of ringing in the new year everywhere it rang in. I was not present for every one of them,
Yeah,
but I definitely rang in the new year around the world.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was in Australia. I was in the Philippines. I was in freaking Ireland.
Well, it's
And,
interesting that we
yeah.
can think of a YouTuber that lives in probably most of those countries. We can think of one in Australia, one comes to
Yeah. Well, we
and
basically
Sunshine
broke
in
it
the
up.
Philippines.
We broke it up time zone to time zone for the most
Yeah.
part, and there were some gaps, but other people just streamed
Well, that's
through
where
it.
water is. Nobody's celebrating New Year's out in the middle of the ocean unless you
Well, we
happen to
don't
be
know
on a boat.
them.
Unless you're on a boat.
We don't know them. We don't know
Nope.
the people that live in that time zone. Yeah.
So, folks, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Sorry, Shandog.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
If you're on your ride, good things have to come to an end.
Nothing gold can stay, man.
Enjoyed you guys. Please remember to tune in to Toy Man. And
All right. Look forward to me streaming later on this evening.
I'll check in.
Probably 10 o'clock start, I think. Maybe earlier.
Don't count on it.
Peace.
All good, Shandog. Peace out. Later.